until one day, I don't know what happened. My daughter was barely born. I don't remember how she was, like 2 months, I don't know, 3 months, I don't remember. But she was little. I barely had her. And he just comes home and just starts telling me that he didn't love me, that he never did. And that he was taking me back to my mom's. I didn't know why. He didn't have no explanation. He just said just because he never loved me, that he never wanted to marry me. And I got a little girl. And he took me back and told my mom that, here's your daughter. You know, that he didn't want me anymore. And my mom just said, well, thank you for bringing her from where you took her. And that's it. And, well, I skipped the part where when I got pregnant, he wanted me to have an abortion. We didn't have money, so he got a loan from I don't know who and took me to this clinic in Colonial for me to have an abortion. And I was already waiting. He took me into the room, and I don't know where I got the courage to run out of there and not go through with it. And then I don't know, he like kind of was convincing me, and I found out about this clinic at
the Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood in Ventura, and I went because he said that if I wouldn't get it, that he wasn't gonna, that I don't know, he put like conditions, and I don't know, and I really didn't want to go back to my mom's. So I went over there and asked, about the procedure of an abortion. I remember them talking to me, and they right away found out because all this time I was crying. And one thing I want to say, that Planned Parenthood, a lot of people protest outside Planned Parenthood because they say they do abortions and all this, but I just don't think they're not well informed, because my experience with them is not just, just because they do abortions, it's not just like you just go and have an abortion. It's a process, and they a psychologist, and a lot of people talk to you to make sure, you know, or why is the reason, or and to make sure that you really want to have an abortion. And that's my experience, what I could say. And a lot of people don't know. They just think that you just go have an abortion, and that's not so. And I remember that they showed me this video of how it's done. I just couldn't. Because of that video, I mean, I knew that I didn't want to do it, but you know, that just like made me more like sure that I don't want to do it. It's just so awful how it's done. I just couldn't.
So, you have a daughter.
Yes.
Just one?
Yeah.
And are you glad you made that decision?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Must have been hard. You had your daughter, and then he leaves you back with your mom. And so what does life look like after that?
Well, guess what? I went back
To
my husband.
Okay.
But because of my daughter. Because I didn't want her to grow up without a dad like I did. I don't know if I don't know, would it made a difference me having a dad back then to protect me or not. I don't know if it would have made a difference in, you know, of what I went through. But all I know is that I wasn't gonna have my daughter live without her dad. He called me the next day, and I think it's because he was under the influence of drugs. Because since I met him, I knew that he smoked weed, but I never saw like any like mistreatment, like he didn't mistreat me or, you know, abuse me in any way. I don't know. So he called the next day telling me that he was sorry, that he missed us. For me to go back. I went and told my mom. When I went and told her I wanted to talk to her, she goes, I know. It's like, you're gonna go back. Just know one thing, that if you put one foot out that door, you're not gonna come back here. And if he mistreats you, he hits you, he does whatever he does to you, you're not welcome back here anymore. This is not going to be your home anymore. And I will never forget that. Because when I went back, you know, I knew that I didn't have a place to go back to. And so We were together for 6 years. The happiest 6 years in my life. He was a good husband. I was a good wife. We both got good jobs. At the end, we got good jobs, and I used to work for child development resources. And I don't know how I used to do it, but I did everything to keep my family together. I used to sell Avon, I used to sell Crystal, I used to sell anything. Plus my job. Mary Kay, Avon, everything. Plus
How
my
old are you?
job.
How old are you? Because I remember Avon, but that was a long time ago.
But still around.
Yeah. Mary Kay and
Mary
Tupperware. Did you sell Tupperware?
Tupperware. You name it, I sold it.
Yeah.
And that was good too. I don't know. I don't know how I used to do it, seriously. Because back then there was no technology like right now. You could just like, Oh.
So what happened? 6 years.
Yeah.
And then,
So happy. We were so happy. I just don't know what happened. One day I trusted him so much. Like I said, I felt protected. I felt we were like that family that I always dreamed about. I used to go to church on Sundays. For that, we would be renting garages and stuff like that. And then we got to rent this little part of a house so that we were like better off, and I was so happy. Through all this time, I would have visit my mom, and she would sometimes she would babysit for me. And I think that she was happy too, because she was seeing what she saw, that I turned out good after all. I don't know. Yeah. Until one day he just came home and just told me that that he was leaving. He got those black trash bags and started putting all his clothes in the bags, and I was just like, I just don't know I didn't know what was going on. Just tell him, like, I would ask him why, and he just like didn't say anything. Just couldn't understand. And my daughter would cling to his leg and crying and telling him not to leave. And he didn't care. Just like that, he left. He left us. I think I called my aunt. My abusers. Wife and well, they weren't together anymore, but quadrant. And right there, you know what? Well, I skipped the part where my mom comes and hits me, and then my aunt comes in after and starts hitting me too. I think they knew. That's why they knew about it, because of reactions they had, you know. And I called her and I told her that Martin had left me, and you know what? She laughed. She laughed and kind of like she was happy. Because I think all this time she'd get in the hate that she felt because her ex-husband, you know, had done that to me. Like, if, I don't know, like someone, like maybe she was jealous or something because of what had happened. And she said, you were the only one that didn't know about it. We all knew about it.
Didn't know about what?
That he was cheating on me.
Oh, that Martin was cheating on you.
And I felt in this really deep depression mode, or how do you say, for 2 weeks. I didn't care about anything. I was just crying. I stopped going to work. I stopped taking my daughter to school. I just like locked myself in and just, I don't know. I felt so lonely. Oh, I didn't have nobody. And I remember that I wouldn't eat, or I even forgot about my daughter. I can't believe it. There wasn't food in the refrigerator. I wouldn't get up, just be in bed. And I remember my daughter getting an apple. Just your mama. She went and she put my head in her knees. And she told me that it was okay. I can't believe my daughter, she was 4 years old. This little girl, you know. didn't know what was going on. I lost like 15 pounds in 2 weeks. And I cannot believe that nobody ever went to see how I was. Until a co-worker, my friend, also went and knocked on my door and went and just lift me up and gave me the strength that I had to do it for my daughter and that I had to go back to work. And I think she meant well, but she was also young. And I think, yeah, she started like inviting me after work, like on Fridays after work, to happy hour. And because I never ever drank in my life, I used to be like the bartender at my family when they would have parties and stuff. You know, I was little and like around 11, and they would have me, Mija, can you make a drink of margarita for the ladies and the, you know, drinks for the, and I never ever, and I always saw alcohol around my family, you know. Always I grew up, my grandpa, my Papa Chilo was an alcoholic. He used to hit my grandma and come drink a lot and hit my grandma, yell at my grandma. So for me, it was like that part was kind of normal, you know, abuse, the hitting, the yelling. And when I came here, like I said, you know, I used to get together, get together, and they would tell me to, oh, bring a beer for your uncle and stuff like that. It's normal for Hispanic families. It's normal, you know. So I was around alcohol all the time, and I never thought about even tasting it or taking a sip of anything. I don't know why, you know. Up until now, I don't know why I didn't.
You still don't drink? Okay, I'll remove that from the recording.
So at that time when my friends started inviting me to happy hours, I was like, oh no, because, you know, I have to drive and, you know, oh, just one margarita, you know.
One at a time?
One margarita. And I started like that, one margarita, it's okay, you're gonna be fine, and, you know. And then I started one margarita, and then I would stop at the liquor store and get those, I think they're margaritas, but they come in four, like, they're flavored wine coolers.
Mm-hmm.
My 4-pack wine coolers. And that's how it started, and, you know. And I started drinking, and to me, it felt like I didn't think about the situation as much. And she started inviting me to go to nightclubs, and, you know, I had never gone to a nightclub before. And by this time I was 20, 26, 24, or something like that. And I liked the, you know, I liked it. I don't know, I think because I never like experienced that part, you know, when I was younger, because I never went to a dance or nothing. My mom, I didn't have friends. I never went to prom. I never went to nothing. No school dances, nothing. No like sleepovers at friends. I never really had a like nothing. If we would call it normal childhood, like from that, you know, because I would like hear my friends, oh, we're gonna go, one of our friends, like people that I knew, or, you know, we're gonna have a like a pajama party or like stuff like that, or like a proms, because I wouldn't call them, maybe friends, I would say, but not really. My kind of friendship was like just because I talked to you. For me, I was just a friend in school, you know. I really didn't have that, like the what a friendship, the definition of what a friendship was or is, because I still, you know, so like I said, my friend, I think she meant well, but she introduced me to a world of, I don't know, drugs and alcohol and, you know, partying. She didn't know.
So you're 24. I'm guessing the drugs around that time was cocaine, marijuana, like what was
No.
the drugs of the time?
No, I think it was speed or I think it was speed. I don't remember.
So it was like the late 80s. I can't get a gauge, but I guess it's not important.
Yeah, I had my daughter she was born in 1986.
Yeah, so that's about the time.
In the 90s or so.
Mm-hmm. That was a wild time.
So I started hanging around or meeting other people at the clubs, and then started hanging around with the wrong, like I said, I attracted the wrong kind of people for some reason. I'm thinking that because they see me or saw me vulnerable or like naive, or I don't really know, you know. And I kept going, and she stopped talking to me, and we just, you know, because I lost my job at Child Development Resources, and because I was on sick leave because I had smashed my thumb or whatever. I never healed up till now, and so I was out of work for like 3 months, and one day I get a call, and they said they need to fill my position, and they had to let me go. But by this time I was already in the world of drugs and alcohol, even though I don't know why. Well, I had my savings, I had some money saved up, and you know, so people would like be around me, but because I would like, buy everything, or buying a house in a Rio. I don't know how I got to know this man, and it wasn't through like an agency or anything. It was from the owner. And I rented out the rooms, 2 rooms, and got me this young boyfriend that just took advantage of me. And
So you're 20. You're in your 20s.
like 27.
You
I
survived.
don't remember, but
You're an abuser. You survived the divorce. You recovered from drugs in your life, and then what was that moment where you thought, no mas, that's it. I need something good. I need to change. Did that happen for you at a particular? Did it happen at all?
no. I was in the, by this time I was in the party, what is it called? Yeah, so just into partying, and I lost my job, so I just, but I had enough money to, I think, to get by, and then one time my brother was gonna get married, my little brother was gonna get married, and we were gonna have a, what is it called? Like a, how do you call despedida de soltera? Like where when you're gonna get married, you get just the girls out.
Oh yeah, bachelorette.
Bachelorette.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was gonna go out, and my boyfriend at the time, he wanted to go with us, and I'm like, no, because it's just women, nobody's gonna take their boyfriends or husbands and nothing. We're just, it's just women. So what do you mean, no? And he got mad, and he took the keys to my truck, and I was so stupid. I don't know what I thought I could stop him, and because my truck had a camper, so I jumped in the back, and I tried to stop him, and he didn't listen. He didn't listen. And just totaled my truck. We got in an accident, and we hit this concrete, like, I don't know what it is. It's like those that, is the freeway, and then there's like, what is it? It's a sewer, or what is it? Like,
the curb, or a drainage system?
Yeah, but there's like, so there's like it's a concrete, but there was a freeway on the other side. If we hadn't hit that, we would have gone over the freeway and caused people tragedy. So I flew out of the I flew out of the truck, ended up in the middle of the street. So I had a inner body experience, and so I broke my hip, and I didn't know at the time, but that I had an inner body experience until after the accident. I broke my hip, and my mom had to take me to her. I went back to live with my mom in the motorhome where I grew up, because I broke I dislocated my hip, my left hip, and I couldn't walk, and the doctors had told my mom that I wasn't gonna be able to walk anymore, and if I did, I was gonna limp. And so she took me. And the people that were renting the rooms and lived there, and they destroyed the house. They stole everything. They stole my credit cards, my driver license, my everything, all my personal. They stole everything because I was so, like, I don't know why I had given this girl, like, she won my trust, and the girl that lived there, I gave her my PIN number from my bank account, and she went and she got everything. They destroyed the house, and I don't know what happened, because I don't know what happened. I never got to speak to the man anymore, the owner. And they partied, I guess, for I don't know how long, and destroyed the house, and I couldn't do anything because I couldn't walk. And I didn't know where to call to report my cards, my credit cards, nothing. I had to get everything back again. License, my everything, social, everything.
And your daughter came and lived with you at your mom's? I just lost, I think my daughter was still with me. I just don't remember when it was that. I think she still was, because I don't really remember some parts. They could black out certain parts of my life. Because now that you ask me, I don't remember where my daughter was. But here you are, now, doing so much for the community, you're feeding people, you're caring for them, you're going out into the world. When did that start for you?
In 2000 and think about I don't know, 7 years ago. I don't remember. We I have a partner now that I got to meet during my party times, and he's younger than me, but he approached me and wanted my number, asked me out, and I didn't. For a while, I just didn't really want, like, nothing serious. So we're gonna be together for almost 20 years now. He really helped me. He met me in my worst time when I hit bottom. He came into my life. But I didn't want a relationship because he was young. And so he just things happen like really fast, and all of a sudden, because I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I got through life. And at that time when I met him, I wasn't doing good, but I had my own apartment. I don't know how I did it. Only God knows how I just did it. I had my own apartment, and he came to live with me and started helping me out. And
is he a good man?
He was, right, for a while. It's been about like almost 7 years or so that our relationship's just not. We're like just roommates. Yeah. I think the reason why I've allowed the relationship to be this way is because I don't have any nobody to help me. And right now the rent is so high. The rents are so high. And I could never live like with other people, like sharing like a restroom, or I don't want to go back to where I like started, how I started. And so I always like to have my own place. It doesn't matter if it's whatever, but I don't like to share my space. And so, like I said, I don't know what happened. I think he met somebody his age, and because I'm older, like 13 years older than him, and I think he met somebody. That's what happened. I think he just can't. I think in a way he cares for me, and because at one time of our lives he said he would never leave me, and I just don't know how to get out of that relationship. But I went my involvement with the community, because all this time, like I said, I struggle with depression and anxiety and depression, and I don't like people to get into my business. Really, I think that too is the reason why I don't like to live with other people, because I don't want them to know my personal life, you know. So that's why when we were renting at this, my organizer, she's the organizer, Líderes Campesinas. We were renting a place from them in the back house, and she would like invite me. She started inviting me, you know, come on, you know, look at. She started telling me about the organization, what they do, and everything. And so because I had gone through he had cheated on me before, like where we used to live before, with a 17-year-old girl, and so we moved out, and we ended up there with her in her house, and she started telling me about the organization, and we, you know, do this, do that, and it took a while for me to, you know, I wanted to, but it just, since I've always like, all the time I like kept to myself, I don't really, you know, I don't know, I just go about my business, and you know, and so until one day she convinced me, and I liked it, and most of all I like that they help foreign workers, because since I grew up and I saw a lot of injustices when I lived at the ranch, and all my family were farm workers, and I still have family that are farm workers. So I just and I saw that living there, that they need a lot of information. They need a lot of information. There's a lot of things they don't know about their rights, you know, as farm workers, as illegal, and it really interested me about the pesticides, what they do, the outreach, the pesticides, and because my dad passed away after working for like more than 30 years or so, he got stomach cancer and struggled with it for 15 years until he passed away. And so we have like proof that it was from being exposed to pesticides. And so yeah.
Do you feel like what you live, I mean, I guess what you're kind of struggling with at home is what makes you have like this drive to want to help other people live comfortably? And is that why? Does that help you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. Like it makes me feel, I don't know how I cannot explain how it makes me feel. It fills my heart, because I do everything I do it out of my heart, you know. And because I think that I wish that somebody would have been there for me back then when I was going through all this. And I think if I could help, you know, make a change in one person's life, I think, you know, that's my reward. And I know that I probably won't like get over everything that I went through. But if I can, with my story and my experiences that I went through, can help my community or other people, I can help myself heal. At least heal, because I can tell you right now, and it's really sad to say that I've learned to live with it, and I don't want people to live with it. I want them to heal and, you know, live without it. I don't know if there is such a thing, but we won't know until we have other stories, maybe one day, that can say, you know, they overcame that. Or maybe stop it from happening and not having to hear other people went through it. You know.
If you could change any one thing about this life in this community, in this county, if you could change it in any way, what would that one thing be?
Change the way people like accept certain things, like I was saying, they accept like child abuse just because that's the way they were brought up, you know, that's the way they were raised. And we changed that kind of thinking. I think it would make a lot of difference, and we could stop a lot of things from happening, you know. For people to pay attention, you know, and to know that this is happening like every day, every second to children, and we gotta pay more attention to their surroundings. And you know, I want to change that. Not not have child abuse happen anymore, because I think that if we educate and inform parents, I think it could be done, because the abuser will know that, you know, they are aware, and they are gonna be more like, or they're probably scared to even touch a child, you know. And I think that would make a lot of difference.
You've been through a lot of challenging experiences in your life, and I get the feeling that maybe you don't talk about this a lot. That maybe you told us some things that maybe you haven't told a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I appreciate your vulnerability and your sharing with us. There has to be something in your life that still brings you joy. Can you tell me what it is?
My grandkids. Seeing my daughter, that she's come a long way and become like this what is that word? Like, I am proud of her that she's dental assistant. She's been since her, I don't know, it's a long time. And right now she's studying to be a paralegal, because she just found out that maybe she was doing not the thing that she really wanted to be. So she's changing her profession, and sometimes I say that it backfired on me, but because she is really like, you know, we have really we clash. But I remember that when she was little, because she's the first grandchild in both sides of her dad and my family, and they would always blame, my mom would always blame her, because when they did something, her cousin would do something, like my mom would would blame her because she was the oldest, then she knew better. And so when I would come home, like, she would tell me, Mom, you know, my grandma, you know, always blames me for other, like, for stuff that I didn't do. And I used to tell her, well, next time, you know what, you're gonna stand up for yourself. You know, and I showed her how to stand up for herself. I don't care if it's your grandma, but if you didn't do it, you know, you gotta stand up for yourself. And that backfired. Because, you know, but I think that that's one thing that I did right. And even she stands up to me, you know, which sometimes she's not right, but you know, at the end I'm just glad that I taught her that. And I go, see, you were in the wrong. I knew it because since you were little, nobody could win. You know, you always had the like, yeah, she would stand up for, like, whatever she said. I don't know if it's always true, but I don't know. And say, yeah, I thought you were gonna be a lawyer, but then, you know. And so, but the only thing I have, she has two girls. One is 19, 14, and the other one 14. And she's come a long ways. You know, she got together with her first boyfriend, I think, and they're still together. And I would always tell her, like, okay, well, when is I want a grandson. And no, I'm not gonna have no more kids. They're so expensive, and if I want them to you know, have an education, and you know, so I think I did something right. I don't know if it was just me or her dad too, you know. I don't want to, well, I guess we both have credit. And so I helped her, I took care of the little one for a whole year. So one thing that I say, I made a lot of mistakes, and I know that I wasn't there for her through like some years of her life because of the situation. But I've really always been there. It's just that she doesn't know it. And I was there when she had the second daughter, and I took care of her for a year. And so we get into it a lot because like the situations and things that she like that I did that she does not approve, and her dad took care of like telling her, just talk bad about me, and you know, kind of like contributed to why we don't have a good relationship. But as older, like I said, as older as we get, and I've showed her, and she's seeing like this, my involvement with the community and all this. I think she's proud of me. And a couple of months back, she gave me the news that she's pregnant. And after 14 years, and she's gonna have a boy.
Oh, congratulations.
So yeah, my grandkids just, it's like seeing a life, going back to like when I was pregnant and I was gonna have an abortion. You don't know the feeling when I had my daughter. Oh my God, it was the most beautiful thing. And I'll never ever regret making that decision. Seeing this person that is part of you is the most amazing thing. And now seeing my grandkids that are part of her, like, they're really have my part of me too, because she's part of me. It's just, just something awesome. Because I know that one day when I not here in this world, I know that my blood is still gonna, how do I say? It's just like men.
You live on.
Yeah, I'll live on. And I wish that when they talk about me, I want to make them proud of talk about their bread, about when they talk about their grandma. That's it. And let's do it.
If your daughter,
I want to make a change.
I'm sorry. If your daughter or your grandkids happen to see this, is there something in specific you'd want to say to them after hearing your story?
Wow. There's no words, really. I'm just gonna say I'm a fighter, and I'll get through this. And that I love them so much. There's really, I always tell them, I always tell my daughter every time I talk to her, and say to each other, I love you. You know? It's an easy word for me to say to her. But I don't think she knows how much it means to me for her to tell me that she loves me. And then I'm really sorry for not being there. And for the mistakes that I did. But I wish that one day she understands and forgives me. That I'm really proud of her. And thank you for making me a proud grandma. I love them so much.
Thank you, Olga. I really appreciate your time here with us, and I know that you probably forgot half the things you wanted to tell me, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we'll
I
come.
wish I next time, or because like I said,
Yes,
I
next
thought I had.
Yes.
I thought I had. Remember when I told you I couldn't talk about it
Mm-hmm.
because I would like cry, and I
Mhm.
just wish that one day I don't cry. And you know, that's my, I don't know, my goal, that one day I could talk about it and not cry.
Do you know what our show is called? The podcast? Did Lang tell you?
No,
No? You didn't tell you?
no.
It's called Why You Crying For?
Oh yeah, you told me.
but I think we learned today, as they say.
Why?
We learned why you cried. That's yeah, right. Listen, now you know.
That's
now
right.
you know. We should have
That's right.
on the back of the shirt it says now you know.
Now you know. That's
Are
right.
you walking away?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, where's my shirt?